Hello everyone and welcome to Sunburned Albino plays Dying Light and shows you the fastest way to level up your agility. Yeah, I've turned the game and music volume down to about half of what they are, so if you still can't hear me, then this was a big waste of time. But first, step one, we're here in the tower. Let's wait until nightfall. It is now nightfall. So now what we do is you're going to want to look at the map here. And I have marked the place where we are going to go, and that's right here. This house in comparison to the tower, which is here, and then you go to this house where the waypoint is, and that will be where we will start our, what is technically like the best representation of a workout that really this game could have, because it's just doing the same thing over and over again, just like you would if you were doing actual exercise. So, what's in here? We're gonna make our way there, while being wary of, you know, people, zombies. You might say, hey, don't run right directly across the street, but, you know, that's just, sometimes it's just the most direct way to get where you need to go. So here we are. Another option, if you don't want to, like, run through the night and, you know, submit yourself to danger, you could also just, like, just play the game and then wait for it to be, like, sunset, and then, you know, they'll call you on the radio. And they'll be like, oh, there's an hour till sunset, or everybody get to the safe house. And if you, and then, you know, just drop what you're doing at that point, and then come to this house. Which, is, you know, is easy to find if you've got it marked, and is easy to ascend if you go up this way, or you can even go up the other way. But yeah, this is also the house where there was a side quest, posted on the bulletin board of the tower. It's the dude, I don't remember what his name was. It seems like half the people in this town are named Kareem. But it was the dude that wanted you to find his glasses here in his house. And so you did that. And then for some reason, every time you come back here, the stocks are resupplied and you can find more crafting materials. I don't know who's dropping this shit off, but I'm not really complaining. Just an interesting little factoid, since I know it's not the guy who lives here because he does not leave the tower ever. And he was the one who made me come get his glasses. But these are, you know, this is all sort of sidetracking from the point here. What you want to do is go all the way down to the bottom floor, if my dog would stop whining. And here, you're going to find this room, and you're going to find this bookcase sort of tilted over. And what you are going to commence doing is vaulting over this bookcase over and over again. And as you can see, we're getting plus 30 every time you do it. And a little intricacy to make sure, if you want to do it right, is that you have to make sure that you're, like, pressing the sprint button every time that you jump over this thing, or else sometimes it will not give you the actual points. But as you can see, my agility level is 8 because I've been this is going to be, like, my third night doing this. And, you know, basically once you'll get, like, 1 agility level per night if you do it all night. And to me, that seems quite all right because, you know, running around outside at night is very dangerous. There are volatiles in the area, and you know, they want you dead, but you want to stay alive. So they're really at an impasse. It's a conflict of interest, but you obviously want to serve your own needs before you want to cater to the zombies' personal tastes, assuming that you're a sane person. But yeah, you know, this is what you do. You just do this over and over again, and then I scratch my nose because it itches at inopportune times. And it's not, you know, sometimes you'll get, like, sort of caught in the lack of geometry up here, and you'll, like, stay up. But all you have to do is just sort of wiggle your way into the corner, and then, you know, make sure you keep pressing that sprint button. But you can see that the bar is going up relatively quickly compared to what you would expect, at least during the daytime, absolutely. But is this faster than just, like, you know, finding if you were to, like, plot a course from one destination to another at night and just, like, run it? Maybe? I'm not really sure. But, you know, there's going to be people I know who are going to watch this video and they're going to be like, oh, this is an exploit, this is cheating, this makes the game not fun. But if you want to think about this logically, isn't this what exercise really is? Is just doing the same thing over and over again in a controlled environment. You know, nobody goes to the gym and gets mad because somebody's doing 30 sit-ups in a row. And, like, they want them to, like, go, like, if you're gonna go on a morning jog, like, I have to spread out my reps, and, like, every block that you run, you do 1 sit-up, and it's like, that's fair. I don't think anybody would have that mentality for real life. I don't know why it's going to cross over into this game. But there are huge benefits to leveling up your agility as much as possible. And, you know, the biggest one is really, really far away, because at agility level 24, you just straight up have unlimited stamina when it comes to, like, running and climbing shit. And that is really great to work towards, so I appreciate that that is an option, even if it seems so far out of reach. But, you know, when you start, you know, making workout goals, you know, the end result seems far out of reach. But, you know, if you work hard at it enough... I'm not speaking from experience, because I am not somebody who has ever worked out in his entire life. But, yeah, that's how that goes. I'm a very skinny individual. I don't have muscles. And, you know, that's just my lot in life. That's just what I am gonna be. You know, people say that, like, I'll get fat eventually, but I don't think I will. No. I think I'm pretty much immune to the fat disease. Which is to say that I eat anything and everything, and it seems to work out for me. I got a super high metabolism. Obviously, you know, you say it's not gonna last forever, because... And it probably won't, but, you know, you damn right I'm gonna enjoy it while it lasts. That is the meaning of life, is to enjoy what you've got, and you keep on doing it. But, you know, there's always gonna be, like, anomalies in the system, because people say that, like, you know, dieting, exercise... is like this one thing. But, you know, that's why there's like 25 different diets. It's because not all of them are going to work for everybody. So that's, you know, you see people like me who eat whatever they want and remain skinny, and you see people who are vegans that are fat asses, and that makes no sense to me at all. I was at Starbucks recently talking to this really fat chick, not by choice, but, you know, she figured we might as well have a chat since I was stuck in her center of gravity. And, like, okay, to put it in perspective for you, like, this is how fat she was. She, like, her body type would be a few extra pounds over 300 pounds. It was kind of incredible. Like, it was a feat. It was sort of like a backwards feat. You know, like, this is, like, this, it's very impressive that you have done this to yourself, but it's also very, very bad for you. But, yeah, and she was wearing a crop top, which is something fat people should never do. Never seems like it always seems like there's always way too much crop in the top. You know what I'm saying? Like, her shirt was basically non-existent and being swallowed up by her fat rolls, which was also disgusting. Many levels of disgustingness this person had. Also, she had this gigantic Audi belly button that looked like a giant popcorn. And that was also nasty. I just had to marvel for a second at this creature that was standing before me, because it takes a lot of skills, maybe, you know, accidental luck skills, but just to be so many different kinds of disgusting at the same time, like that's one for the books. Somebody's got to make a documentary off this woman, and they will make lots of money, and she can turn her unfortunate situation into a lot of cash. You know, you gotta take your benefits where you can get them. But yeah, and yeah, so, you know, during this unwanted conversation, she tells me that she's vegan, and I sat there in disbelief. And, but apparently it was true, or at least she would tell me that. It was kind of gross. Kind of really, really, really gross. And improbable as well, because, you know, vegans are all about a healthy lifestyle. Like, you must have become vegan, like, yesterday, if you're still this size. And so I asked her, I was like, so you're telling me you don't eat cows? And she was like, no, I don't eat cows. And I was like, well, that's probably good, because, you know, that would be cannibalism. Oh, me. Clever. But, yeah, that was a real thing that happened. I wish I could tell you that I made it up. I wish I did make it up, because that was a situation that I just did not want to be in. You know, you don't ever want to talk to people that are gross. Nobody ever does. Even gross people probably don't want to talk to people that are gross. You know, if it's different kinds of gross. Maybe if it's like the kind of gross that they're used to, then they don't think it's gross because they've lived with their gross, so they're like, they don't see that gross in other people anymore. But if it's a different kind of gross, then they're like, oh, that gross is new to me, new to my lifestyle, I'm not used to it, therefore I still think it is gross. And that is why, you know, you don't expect all gross people to get along. And that's why ugly people don't want to be with other ugly people, you know? I don't know why that's like a misconception. Or I don't know why. Yeah, I don't know where that gets started. I mean, you might think that ugly people deserve other ugly people because, you know, they're in the same league. But I don't think anyone that is ugly would see it like that. You know, they want their Brad Pitts and they're Jennifer Anistons and Leonardo DiCaprios and Zoe Deschanel's. You know, anybody who wouldn't want, you know, like the spitting images of beauty in their prime. Nobody that's ugly wants to settle for other ugly people. And of course, there's people out there who who are like, oh, you know, if personality comes first, like, okay, but like if somebody's like a freaking Wolverine and like combined with a trash bag and that's what they look like, you're not, there's a certain level where they could have the best personality in the world, but you're not gonna have sex with them except for maybe like a lot of money. But yeah, I've just been sort of rambling on because you want to keep doing this throughout the entire night, because you get a reward at the end if for surviving the night, and then that'll give you survivor points, which is, so this is also a good way to level up those because you get a healthy amount. I always go unnoticed, like it'll say unnoticed. I don't know if that's like the biggest points bonus you can get, but that's what it always seems to be, because you know you're not really attracting too much attention, just vaulting over this bookcase over and over again. But as you can see, like throughout the course of me talking about not much, we've been gaining pretty heavily in the agility department. Not so, you know, we're not blowing the doors off anything, but it is something that is going on, and it is a noticeable improvement because I did get my skill point. And it seems like by the time the night is over, actually it seems like night is about to be over already, because I can sort of see like through, yep, there it is, night survived. And so now, you know, you don't want to keep doing it here. If you want to like redo it like very quickly, you know, then you just run back to the tower and you know, sleep in a thing and wait till night again. But yeah, night survived got me a fair amount of survivor stuff as well. So let me look at my skills here. Agility, survivor rank, almost getting to level 8. And the next thing I wanted to get, I believe, was either escape or forward roll seems good as well, but really leg breaker slide seems pretty cool also. That could be really useful against those really fast dudes. Enemies thrown with grappler and knocked down, make them vulnerable. No. Yeah, I want a leg break. You know, eventually you'll get all of these. It'll happen, so. But yeah, you want to get down here, free running expert agility level 24, you become the best free runner in the quarantine. You can run, jump, and climb without getting tired. That is the ultimate goal. It's a lofty goal, but if you work hard, you know, maybe in like 6 months you'll achieve it. Very similar to real life, but don't lose hope. That's just how things are supposed to go. And thank you for watching. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, if you learned something, you can apply this to maybe other areas if you find better places to do what I was doing. But yeah, remember that you're clicking that sprint button every time that you mantle, or else you're not going to get the points, maybe, sometimes. But yeah, subscribe to my channel at Sunburned Albino, and like, share, whatever, all those other stuff, and I will see you guys next time.